Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's market commentary. My name is Kay Kim with Traders Club, 2tradersclub.com. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we're going to focus on S&P 500. We're going to be looking at Spider daily chart. That's what you're looking at on your screen here, meaning each candles represent 1 day of data. But we're currently looking at, about 1 year worth of data here, all the way going back to 2015 April, all the way to end of May, so maybe a little bit over a year here, end of May here 2016. As the month of May winds down here, the market is actually holding up very well here. So this is a disaster for bears. This is this kind of market move, this kind of price action today, it is making the sellers and the bears very, very nervous. And let me tell you why. Well, first of all, last few occasions, specifically looking at here last July, August, and September, and obviously late last year going into early this year, what we've seen is this. This is a level that we've been talking about, is that once the market is to try to create or cultivate a higher high. Remember, what is the definition of an uptrend? Higher highs and higher lows. So once it ceases to cultivate that, that's kind of a warning signal there in the minor to intermediate term. You can see, back in late July, August, September, we start to create equal highs, but it was not able to cultivate a higher high, right? So what it started to do then afterwards is start to cultivate, so it starts to create lower highs in the minor term. And once we start to see that, that's a cautionary signal there. And then once we lost this support level, this thing tanked. It only took 3 days, right, for Spider to lose almost 15-20 points there. Okay, we're looking at Spider, and that's a huge dive, just given the fact that it took 3 days to do that. Again, it all started though after creating that minor term lower highs, right? And you can see this arrow right there. Once we were not able to continue higher, we tanked. And afterwards, we created double bottom here. That's what we call as technicians. And this was a neckline. We clear above that, came down, retested it, and that 50 MA on this day just started to rise higher again. And then we can see we gone back up again. But what happened? What happened was we were not able to continue on to cultivate higher highs. Then what do? We start cultivating lower high yet again. Again, this is a very, very similar price action we've seen July, August, September of 2015. Okay, and so there's a huge amount of nervousness, huge amount of speculation. And this is where there's a lot of fear started to grip in here, and people are saying, hey, there's a lot of sellers up here, and there was. Again, what happened? Well, what happened was then we started cultivating minor term lower highs and lower lows. And then this was that resistance, same resistance we've seen, again, back in July, August, September of 2015. Okay, the sentiment is similar. What does that mean? Meaning that the sellers that we've seen here came back and started attacking this thing. And it took, it didn't take 3 days like it did here, but it took a couple weeks to bring this thing down yet again. Again, we failed it here, right? 2 times. We failed it here, and we failed it miserably. And what happened? Once again, we cultivated another double bottom. We talked about there's a bullish divergence here. If you look at my early 2016 video, we talked about there's a bullish divergence. that could give the buyers a chance to bring it back up again. This is what? The neckline, right? Neckline here, retested, fizzle around, a lot of confluence happened there. The 50 MA is no longer declining, but starting rising back up. Once you start to see the 50 MA start to rise back up, along with the double bottom, neckline breaking, and the bullish divergence we talked about back in early 2016, you can see that the bulls brought it back up yet once again. Here's a speculation. There was demon for the buyers, which is this, here and here. So there's anxiety throughout the market settles in. There's a nervousness, there's a fear, there's uncertainty. What is going to happen? Are we going to see shenanigan like this again? Are we going to see a tankage? Are we going to see another failure from the buyers and the sellers coming in hard and bring this thing back down to about 180 to 185? And that was a speculation. That was assertion. That was, assertion. It was predicated upon what has happened in the past. And I think even myself, I was wondering about that. Are we going to see something similar? Because we have cultivated lower highs and lower lows, right? As the 50 MA starts to hold, my recent video I talked about, we had a Morningstar reversal here, which could lead us back up to, back up to this resistance level. If we clear that level, we might get back up to this resistance. So that 50 MA, we threw that doji star there. We got that, right there. So you can see that doji, more like a dragonfly doji there. And then we gapped up. We held up, right? So you can see these three sequence have a Morningstar reversal. So my last video, we talked about that. And then we held up here, held a little bit, and we threw another gap. So we had a breakaway gap, continuation gap right there. I think the significant move from last night or yesterday was this, right? So what had happened was this resistance, we have cleared above that resistance yesterday. And that was a great move. But it wasn't enough, in my opinion, because there's a lot of head fakes and there's a lot of shenanigans, there's a lot of traps and things, because I wanted to see one more day. See if we could see clearing horizontal resistance. Okay? So that will be assurance if you want to see. First of all, you want to see this downtrend resistance clearing. We saw that yesterday. And then today, with another gap up, you can see that we have cleared this horizontal resistance. So in the minor term, what have we cultivated? Because you can see that we've been talking about lower highs and lower lows, correct? But with this move today, what have we cultivated in the minor term? Higher high. Do you see that? That's a high, which was lower high before. Now it's becoming, after this, with this move, we got the higher high. What does that mean? In the minor term, we have early cultivation of an uptrend, early inauguration of an uptrend. Why is it a huge deal? Okay, because we didn't do that here. You see that? You can see we got lower high. Do we see higher highs at this point? Do we see higher high in any of these price section? Do we see the price action clearing above this resistance? Do we see that? No. We came down. We continue to cultivate lower highs and it tanked. What does that mean? Meaning there are sellers up there. Sellers are pushing it down. Another one. Okay, late 2015, what happened? Do we see price action getting up here and creating higher high like this? No. What do we have? We got lower highs. We continue to cultivate lower. What does that mean? There's sellers up there. They're bringing this thing down. There aren't enough buyers at this point. But today, for the first time since mid last year, right? For the first time, we have cleared this resistance and we are staying above horizontal resistance. And here's my proposal. One thing you have to understand about technical analysis is this. Just because we have certain signals, it's not 100% guaranteed. I'm not going to tell you guys that mark my word because I'm God. I know everything. We're going to make 220. We're going to the moon. Though it looks like it's going to, it looks like we may, but that's not what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is this. Because of these signals, these data, these information I've shared with you on this video, we have a great chance, because the sentiment here is obviously different than these two sentiments. We have a much more bullish signal sentiment here. Because of these signals I have presented to you in this video, we have a great chance that the market could continue higher above this 50 MA. Remember, 50 MA was lost both times, and the 50 MA was not able to hold. We pretty much just, traded all around it. I mean, for the first time here, this was what? Back in October, November? We did bounce off of it, but you can see when it did bounce, it was not able to continue higher, meaning we continue to cultivate lower highs, right? There. But here, we're cultivating for the first time higher high there. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of these signals, because of these data that I'm sharing with you, I believe that we'll continue on higher. We may come back down tomorrow to retest this level, okay? To about 207 level, which is an old resistance. Potentially coming down, retested it around this vicinity. And if we hold this level, about 207 level, tomorrow, early next week, I believe we will continue higher, retesting 210 level. We may pull back again, and then if we continue break above that level, we may get up to new all-time high level at 214-ish, and then we may even make historical new all-time high after that. All because the sentiment is definitely different today than last few occasions. You guys understand what I'm saying here? And obviously, anything can happen in the market. But from what I see on my monthly charts and weekly chart, and I've been doing a lot of videos, why there will be no market crash in 2016, why we think there's going to be a historical breakout on Dow Jones Industrial Average, historical breakout to the upside. And so there's a big picture data's out there, technical data, which I've shared with you guys on the video. You guys go ahead and look at my YouTube video and on my blog, twotraderschool.com, and look at those videos if you haven't seen it. And then adding to that, in this minor term analysis, looking at this, I think the chances are getting greater and the buyers are really starting to find some momentum here. And everybody started talking about this head and shoulder formation. A lot of times head and shoulder formation, it can be nullified if there's no confirmation. This was a level they need to hold. We held that level, so it shouldn't be bearish. Just because we have formation doesn't mean that it is confirmed. That's why it's a key thing that we confirm things. What's the confirmation? Well, we have a head. If this head and shoulder would have been confirmed, we would have came down, just breaking below this neckline, would have come back up, retested it, and then gotten rejected. Then at this point, you could say that that head and shoulder has confirmed, and that could have taken another week or so. See, people are just too anxious, too quick to come to judgment or a conclusion. You must come to a confirmation, price action substantiating certain signals. That's the reason why I waited to do this video until today, because yes, yesterday we cleared this resistance. That was a good signal. You guys remember what I tweeted out yesterday? Let me see. So this is the S&P 500 here. 65 minutes I tweeted out. You can follow me on Twitter or StockTwits 2K Kim. So you can see this is a resistance. We cleared it yesterday, okay? But we're still in this zone. We're still in this kind of zone here, meaning we're still on this resistance level. So if this would have fell back here, we would have continued on for like, for a couple weeks or so until we see conclusion either breaking upside to the downside, right? So at this point, I'm not calling it saying that, hey, it's a bullish or bearish. I'm saying that we did clear this resistance and we do have, possibly that 65 minutes or 50 minute attempt to rise again. We got these signals that possibly will continue higher. But at this point, we have to stay neutral because, we're still in this zone, right? So, basically, I'm saying that anywhere below 204 on Spider is still that's going to be a bearish zone. Anywhere above 208, will be a minor term bullish zone. What I'm saying is, at this point, we're still neutral until we see price action staying above 208. And what happened today? We're at 209.27. We're back at the daily chart here. We're at 209.27, meaning we clear that resistance above 208, and we're staying in the bullish zone as of today. Does that make sense? Right? And that's all I got for you guys. I'll give you guys an update maybe in a couple of weeks. Have a great night.